light left slowly. Then Andrew shuffled lower down the sofa, slid onto his knees so he faced Ben. He parted Ben's thin collar shirt wider and wider until the button popped and dropped on the floor where the shadows won their game with the sun. He sank his teeth into Ben's neck. Their heads formed a circle, tipped towards one another. As they moved closer, the lid fell off the wish box. They left it where it was. Ben hummed a low aching song against Andrew's cheek as he felt his teeth digging deeper still. I love you, I love you, I love you, he said. Later, while Andrew slept, when his breathing evened out and the movement behind his eyes ceased, Ben stroked his hair. He wondered what the odds were of finding a man exactly like him, with hands that arched at the thumb like his did, with two fleshy mouths that pressed against his when he held him down, with one freckle nearer his left nipple than his right, as though marking the spot for his heart. A man who believed in wishes and words and made up games. 0. The odds were 0.
Solar eclipse, Crete, 11 August 1999. The car's an incubator, even with the windows down. Squashed in the back of the boxy rental, I'm taller than both my parents. Radio says today we'll hit 40 degrees. We're too far south to wow at the diamond ring for the sky to dim. Pacing the water's edge in the brooding heat, the clammy nylon of my swim shorts clings. I kick and kick the breathless sea. Next month, I learn to drive, buy alcohol, gamble. Next month, I'll find my cool release in the shadows of England's parks. Next month, next month. Long summers home from uni, we still pretend. I'm not one of them. Those men on the news at 8, the old gay crews, Mum makes fun of them. She reads things, hears things, is told things. The ills it latches onto the body, mind, once standing. Stare into nothing, agony spun of them. All I can think of in England, not checking myself, what I say, how I look, the handsome lads in the clubs, how I love every mother's son of them. Why did you buzz your hair? That shirt's too tight. Constant opinions. I miss the eager rays of eyes my body catches, the sun of them. Home is trash palace, the joiners, ghetto. Dance floors where boys unfurl, bloom. If I was king, I'd have portrait miniatures done of them. You won't ever let anyone harm you, Mum lets loose from behind the battlements of the morning papers, that loaded gun of them. In the close, sticky hole of the dark room, a name is null. Men go by touch, taste, smell. All the different selves I put on, I'm none of them. My childhood bed, host to just one body. I fall asleep counting kisses at parties and toilet stalls, other beds. Head spins, the sum of them. At the airport, Mum, let's go for a Kostya. I, Kostya, hold fast, know who I stand among. Those men, my found kinfolk, glad to be one of them. From spring and summer, I'd cycle to you after work. You'd greet me at the door in just a towel. I think your name was Rich. Your room was always in a mess. Your bed was up against the open window. I loved the silky fuzz that ringed your navel. We'd come, then lie down for a bit. Two lads naked on our stomachs. The breeze would cool the sweat off us. We'd peek out through the half-raised blinds, the couples clinging on the grass, the red-faced barbecuing dads. Felt sad for them all wearing clothes.
Some years later, I read an article in a magazine about an unprecedented influx of lesbians moving into the 3 H's: Hastings, Hebden Bridge and Hackney. I'd already spent 2 decades living as a writer in and around Hackney. West Yorkshire was too far north for my thin London skin, so I relocated to the south coast. A house on a hill with a distant sea view if I stood on the bench at the bottom of our garden. I didn't discover lesbians in the quantity the magazine promised, but I did begin to tentatively establish a fresh life for myself. By then I was entering my 50s and still single. I made some good friends, but they'd never evolved into any more than that. I suppose I was closest to Elsie. On one occasion, she'd observed that whenever a conversation veered towards sex or emotions, up would go my barrier. "Do you have a problem with sex?" she asked. "I have a problem talking about it." I smiled a little ruefully. In my head, in my heart, there's no problem at all. "Joan, you can talk to me about anything." Elsie had squeezed my hand. Was she offering me an opportunity to take our friendship a step further? I'd hope not. It would never be Elsie who figured in my romantic or erotic daydreams. I think we've all had an Elsie. I've had more than one. So this is a serious one. Keep forgetting. One afternoon, as I waited for the bus to take me up to my allotment on the West Hill, an immaculate vintage Jaguar saloon car pulled up at the lights outside Marks and Spencer. To my surprise, in the passenger seat, I recognised Gold Star's partner. Yes, she looked older, 20 years had flown by, but she still wore her signature deep red lipstick that made her mouth appear swollen, as if a fair part of each day and night was spent kissing or being kissed. My gaze moved across to the driver. All I could see was strong tanned hands, a glimpse of white shirt cuff. The bus came. By the time I'd settled in my window seat, the Jag had gone.
And it's a poem as a list. You might know. Blue tack to wall, poster of Germaine Greer when young. Well-thumbed book, Our Bodies Ourselves, on table. From the shower, you can push down the toaster. Kitchen cupboard, full of old kidney beans. 3 bars on old heater. No longer works. Fold up washing dryer. Knickers smell musty. T-shirt with Iron Maiden on it over chair. Fruit bowl. 1 shrivelled lemon. Locked diary, no key. Futon on floor, Susan on it but out of it. I watch her sleep and cough as the neighbours have it off.